What's up, guys? Run Good Vapes coming at you with a mod review today. It's a beautiful Monday for a mod review, I think. We are going to be looking at two products from Vapor Flask from Vape Forward. This is their team up, their partnership with Wismec that's happened in the last year, allowing them to create a much larger amount of products in a much faster time, getting them out to all of us. I know this review is pretty late. I've been working with the Classic for a couple months now. It's kind of been my beater mod for a long time. And then I got my hands on a few stouts and fell in love. And the stout is now my everyday mod. It's what I use all the time whenever I'm out and about. I'm in love with the stout and the Cleto combination. I absolutely love it. It vapes so smooth and the mod is so reliable. Vapor Flask has done an outstanding job. But we're going to go over the stout and the Classic. Quick things, overall, the Classic, you're going to be able to go up to 150 watts. On variable wattage mode, you're going to be able to fire down to 0.1 ohms. And temp control, it'll allow you down to 0.05 ohms. So depending on, if you're using an RDA and you're building the temp control coil, you can get down even lower than that 0.1. Those resistance levels are going to be the same for the Vapor Flask Stout as well. The Vapor Flask Stout being a 100 watt device, the Classic being a 150. Both very, very, very sturdy mods, and I've beat them both to all heck lately, and they just continue to work. So if it tells you anything, I just purchased 3 stouts that I'll probably do the Stout Cleto setup as my testers for my liquid line at expos from now on, because I just love this combination so well. It gives pure flavor, and with the 26650 option in the stout, it just tends to last forever. We've got the MXJL 4200 mods that have come out, and it just allows you ample lifetime. But I'm gonna skip all the chit chat and let's take up a close slope and give you guys a little rundown of how these little puppies work. Okay, guys, so we are going to take a look at what's inside the box. This is obviously Vape Forward Vapor Flask. This one is the Classic. It's going to have the same stuff in it as the box from the Stout. There's only going to be one small difference, and I'll talk about that here in a second. You're going to get the user manual, which is pretty substantially different than a lot of them. I like that you can actually understand what this one says. It's a little easier to work with. Vapor Flask and Wismec teamed up and did real well there. You're going to get just a little inlet there, your authenticity card, I can never say that word right, and your USB charging cable. So what's inside the box is pretty much going to be exactly the same in all of their products from this line. However, what I'm going to show you, the one thing you get with the Stout that you do not get with the Classic is... So obviously, as everyone knows, it can take a 26650 button at the top, positive up, and once you turn this around, you push it down, it locks, it's solid, it's good there. But they also send you, it's an MXJO, if anybody's wondering, 4200 mAh. They also send you this sled, and it comes installed in the device. So if you open your box and you're like, where's the sled? It's inside already. I've had somebody call me after they left the store and they're like, where's my sled? And I'm like, open the device. So you put the sled in place of the 26650, and then you can take 18650, this is an LG HD2, and pop it inside the sled, shut the door, and it works with an 18650. Pretty awesome. I really like that. I mean, I prefer to run the 26650 just because it has 4200 mAh, and I can get a couple days out of this when I'm using a couple different devices, which I absolutely love. So let's run down the Classic real quick. Obviously the Stout fits in your hand perfectly, either like this and fire with your finger, or like this, fire with your thumb. I really like the feel both ways. I find myself doing it both ways. 510's clean. Wismec's getting pretty good at knocking out solid, clean devices here with everything coming out lately. Bottom tray's got the vent holes. The lock's pretty good. My girlfriend has a stout she's been using for quite some time. This does look like there's a little space that created here in hers, so it might hang down a little bit, but not much. It's been working flawlessly for her, so it's just something that I'm going to keep an eye out on hers. But so far I have 2 white and 1 black stouts. I love these. This is my everyday device right now when I'm out and about, when I go anywhere. This is the device I grab because it's so small, so easy, so solid. It's not going to go wrong for me. And before I started getting into the stouts, this was my everyday mod. So I'm, as you can tell, a big fan of the Vapor Flask. This one has been used highly, a lot. It's been used a lot. I almost got a new one for the review so you can see it brand new, but you can tell from that 510 ring there that it's been used quite a bit. So the cool thing about this is it fits just in the curve of that hand. That's why they designed it. Thumb sits steady there, fire with your finger. Or if you're, you want to fire with your thumb, put it in your left hand, curves right in. The only way it's kind of awkward if you try to do this, but I mean, you're going to grab it the way it's comfortable, so you're probably not going to do that much. That, again, like I said, this one has been highly used. The bottom's pretty scratched up. This was like my going out mod. I could throw it in my back pocket type thing. So she's been beat pretty bad. But on the Classic, the side just pops up. Don't worry though, that magnet is good. Like, you cannot get this to come off unless you stick your thumb in that tray spot. Let me show you guys. That little divot right there just pops off. So then you got 2 18650s in here. I've got 25Rs in here. Sled, the tray looks good. Everything looks good. I've had no problems with batteries in this mod. But one thing I do want to show you is once you get these batteries in here, I found that if I put this door on without doing anything, there's a raised edge there where it meets. And it kind of, if you run your thumb over it, it's annoying. So what I gotta do to prevent that, and I don't really like this, is I have to kind of shove this down in on the side. If I leave it just under the batteries, that would be your first guess, then it raises the batteries up and the door still does that. But if you just let it hang out normal, and then before you close it, just kind of slide it down in there as far as you can, you'll see that the door sits. Oh, if I put it on right. It only goes on one way, up and down, so you'll know what the top is. But if I slide that, you guys probably can't tell, but this is much more smooth and not as, it doesn't penetrate out of the rest of the device nearly as much, and you can't feel it when you're using it like you could if that ribbon wasn't below. So that's my only flaw. I don't know if I just got a bad unit. I've heard others that have this mod haven't experienced that. So real quickly, let's turn it off. Okay, 5 clicks is going to turn it on. Wattage up, wattage down. To lock in, hold both. Unlock. One cool thing, I'm going to turn this off. Let's put Addy on here. Just because I know you're all going to ask, that's a Just the Tip drip tip from justthetip.com. They just started making Cletos, go under the custom channel, but every time I use this in video I get questions. So if you click 10 times, oh, I don't know what that was. I did not click 10 times. So I guess if you click 9 it does something else. I haven't seen that on a video yet, but let's turn it off. I'm going to click it 10 times. It's going to pull up the version of the software I have. This software on these is impeccable. I do not believe there's been an update on any of the Vapor Flask products so far, but I haven't used this tank in a while. That's why it's a little wet here. But that'll tell you your version. So then you just push the fire button and you're on. She's got a little condensation down there. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it's a pretty flawless device. Oh, I meant to hit it 4 times. I hit it 5. Hit it 4 times. You can go from wattage. Oh, I locked her and I didn't unlock her. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wattage, temperature NI, temperature TI, temperature SS, wattage. I'm using the Cleto Canthal, so I am always in wattage recently. I'm loving these Cletos. But yeah, so that's the Vapor Flask Classic. There's a lot of options on there. Read the owner's manual if you want to do the funky, crazy little stuff. But obviously the Stout's going to be pretty much the same thing. 5 on, 5 off. Change your temperature setting is 4. Again, I'm just on wattage. Lock is holding them both down. I think if we want to flip the screen, stealth is up, and the fire button to turn stealth back on, off, whatever. Let's see what the fire and the down button do. Looks like nothing. Then I know when it's off, one of the two combinations will flip your screen. Alright, there's some way to flip your screen. I don't remember how, but... Oh. No, I didn't. Yeah. But that's the Stout. Pretty simple, pretty easy, very, very solid device. So let's vape on it, and we will tell you what we think. So that was your up close to the Vapor Flask Stout and the Vapor Flask Classic. Both a combination between Vape Forward and Wismec, which I think is a great thing. You get the customer service of Vapor Flask here in the United States, but you get the solid, continuous production from Wismec. Price points on these online in stores. Classics tend to be, you know, a little over $100, between 100 to 120. I know they're 120 on the Vape Forward website. Stouts anywhere from 80 to 100, depending on where you're looking. Definitely worth it on both of these devices. Excellent devices. It's just kind of which one, you know, feels better in your hand. They also have a light, which is a single 18650 version of these mods, but I just think the Stout it's just the way it fits in my hand. I absolutely love it, and I was hooked on the Classic for a couple months. So both solid mods, you can't go wrong with either choice. Awesome mod. Absolutely love these things. They are my everyday mods. So for those of you that keep asking, what do you use every day? Right now, I'm switching between two Vapor Flask Stouts. I just go one to the other. I got a few 4200 mAh batteries. It's just what I'm doing. So I'm loving it. Obviously, I'll put some links in the info. If you guys like what you heard today, please hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe. I'm just trying to get you a quick, straightforward look at how these puppies work and what I think of them. If you didn't like what you hear, hit the thumbs down. Tell me why. I'm doing this for you guys, so all the feedback's encouraged. I don't take offense to any of it, guys. Thanks for all the support. I know we're at a rough time in our industry. I'm not going to get into that here in this video, but I probably will be releasing an official video soon on my thoughts on the FDA regulations and everything coming down. All I know is vaping saved my life. I'm going to continue to vape until the day I can't vape, period. And I got a lot of flipping juice, and I got a lot of flipping batteries, so that's going to be a long time from now. No FDA rule is going to change what I do and the healthy choice that I make today. But guys, I love you. Thanks for all the support. Sorry I haven't been pushing out videos as fast lately, but we're going to work on getting a few done for you today as well. And as always, guys, vape on.